All right, what's happening, guys? Good morning. Good morning to you. Happy Friday. It is Friday, July 24th, 2020. And this morning, our title of our show is How Clear is Your Vision? How clear is your vision? Let's talk about it. Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right, what's happening, guys? Good morning to you guys. Good morning, Darren Ridenour, Dayton Packard. Good morning to you guys. Let's see who else is on here. Jeff Baker, my brother. Good morning to you. This is a topic, guys, that I have always, since I started reading up on this and I started kind of changing this approach to kind of evaluating and reevaluating vision in my own life, it has made such a massive impact in my life. And so I want to share that with you guys this morning. I want to share kind of my thoughts on it. I want to share some of the ways that you can improve this in your own life, how you can refocus when your vision gets a little bit blurry. I think we all go through periods where we have to refocus. This is, part of the whole conversation that we always talk about routine and discipline and all the things that kind of go into creating what can become what can become a permanent part of your life, having a crystal clear vision. And even though that might get a little off track here and there, once you establish this, you will always have a place to go back to that's kind of your north compass, right? What's happening, Kevin? Good morning, Jared, Carrie Ann. Good to see you on here. My man, Bruce Pulver, welcome. Guys, please, if you can, share this out to your wall, because I think, with everything that's going on in the world, I think that this topic is one that so many people need to hear. And I think that, there's always one person in our lives that need to hear something like this. And, of all the things that I've learned from doing this show over the past literally year, is, people sending me messages that, at one specific time, they tuned into this show and they had a huge breakthrough in their life where it allowed them to refocus and kind of, get themselves back, or they realized something that they were doing in their life that, again, without vision, people don't always recognize or realize everything that they're doing. So let's start with this. I think, most people have probably heard the verse out of Proverbs 29:18. It says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." And so I would ask you guys, to really evaluate for yourself, like, have you taken the time to really establish your vision, or to really think about what that looks like in your own life? Because if you don't take the time, and I talk about quiet time quite frequently, and I think that, having 30 minutes of quiet time every single day in your life is one of the most important things you can do, just to gather your thoughts, just to, refocus yourself, to figure out, where are you going, and are you headed in the right direction? Or are there some things that you need to adjust? And so often, I see people kind of wandering around in life, and they don't have any passion. They don't have any vision. And this is really, it's in my opinion, and I would welcome anybody to have this conversation in the comments, or give me a call sometime and we can have this conversation. But, I think that, without vision, I think that this is where, the issues of sometimes, challenging mental health situations start to spring, or maybe they get worse, because people just feel like, man, I don't have any direction. I don't have, any any vision in my life. I don't have any purpose. And so if you really take the time to establish your vision, and then you revisit that every once in a while, it is the most important thing that you can do for yourself, to keep that, to establish it, and then almost more importantly, to keep it dialed in, right? To constantly be revisiting it and making sure that it's aligned with where you are now, because where you're at a year from now is going to be very different than where you're at today. If you're putting in the work, man, your vision's going to change. It's going to expand. It's going to, it's going to kind of adjust to meet where you're at in that particular moment or time period in your life. And, what I see is that as the world gets busier and busier, people spend less and less time actually thinking or actually, getting some quiet time. And so what you end up seeing is these people just, walking around kind of lost at sea, just going through life seemingly without any purpose, And this is a widespread problem that I think if all of us look around and look at the people in our lives, we'll see it, more than we would like to see it, if we're being honest, right? And so I would give you this tip on this Friday as you go into the weekend. If you're married and you have kids, ask your spouse or have this conversation about their vision. If you have kids that are old enough, young kids aren't going to understand this necessarily, but if you have kids that are old enough, ask them about their vision, man. Even younger kids, I guess, if you talk to them about, they may not understand the words vision and what that really means, but they got dreams. They have, an idea of where they want to go at that particular time in their life. And, it's important to understand that. And that is, if somebody actually asks you what your vision is or what your real mission that you're trying to accomplish in life is, that person's probably going to become a little bit closer to you, right? They're going to get a little bit further into your circle possibly because they genuinely care. When I'm coaching or leading someone, one of the very first things that I try to work on or find out is establishing, what someone's vision is. And the reality is that as your vision gets clearer, or as you help someone clarify their vision, those people will start to realize and understand what their superpowers are. Because everybody that's on this stream, everybody in this world has a superpower of some sort. And it is, those people that don't exercise or use their superpowers, those are the people that you see walking around looking like they're just lost at sea. And, so you might be thinking to yourself, like, how do I actually go about making my vision clear? And the answer is simple. The only thing that will create crystal clear vision in your life is to have loyalty to pursuing, figuring that out, going in one direction to figure that out for an extended period of time. Here's what I see in this world right now is everybody wants to try something, but nobody wants to stick it out. And so, example, when I created, 90 days of discipline, that is a mindset shift to commit to something for 90 days. Because most people will jump in and jump out. I use the analogy, man, most of the hard work in the world for people or the self-improvement things that people claim they want, it's like a fly on the glass, man. If they're on the inside of it, if they're on the outside of it, they want to do it, right? But if they're on the inside of it doing it, they want out because it's hard work. It takes discipline, it takes commitment, it takes sacrifice. And when you relate that to vision and what it takes to really have a crystal clear vision in your life, it takes work. It takes being honest with yourself. It takes, understanding where maybe you've had some shortfalls along the way, and accepting those things and recrafting your vision constantly, accepting what has transpired, but constantly moving forward to create and recreate again the vision of what you really want your life to look like. You know, we did an exercise this week during our leadership meeting down in Nashville of where we want to be in 10 years. And that exercise is one that really creates vision. And what I love about goals and writing your goals down every day and you know, having vision to know where you're going is that you can just very simply take a long-term goal. And what we did this week is we reverse engineered that down into exactly what we need to accomplish over the next 10 years to get to the goal that we set in place. And it is no different with your vision. Once you establish your vision, the vision of what you actually want your life to look like. Have you ever spent time thinking about that? Think for a minute, like, what do I actually want my life to look like? And then reverse engineer and figure out what it is that you need to do, what actions you need to take to make that happen. That is how simple creating the life of your dreams really is. That's the truth. It is about establishing what you want and then reverse engineering it and taking action towards the things that are going to make that happen. And if you take the time to think and actually create your vision, you'll find it much easier to get where you're trying to go. What I see most people do is to set goals or to, you know, even worse than that, choose somebody else's goals or vision as their own. And then they just don't really, you know, they don't really figure out what they need to do it. They just are hoping that somehow something comes together and creates this life that they want. And it's sad to say, guys, that will never happen. That will never happen. And that is why people don't achieve what they want and they don't live fulfilled lives. On the flip side, it is 100% in your control. Jeff Baker, I hear you, man. You know, I think everybody, if anybody tells you that they weren't a bit derailed by everything that's transpired in 2020, I think they're not telling you the truth. The best thing that I could say is that I feel like the work that I put in prior to all of this going down, you know, the self-development, the discipline, the, you know, daily routine, all of that stuff, it helped me get back on track faster. And so that's what I would challenge you to think about is like when you get off track, when that vision gets blurred a little bit, how long does it take you to first recognize that? And second, to just put yourself right back on track, right? To just recognize it and then move, refocus, get back to the simple daily routine and discipline that gets you back to where you want to go. The things that create the most success in life, guys, are very simple. They're actually really boring tasks that are just every day you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. It's the only way that you get crystal clear vision and that you get incredible results is loyalty in a single direction for an extended period of time. And when you look back a year from now, 6 months from now, you'll be able to see and recognize exactly what having vision does for you. You know, I was looking through some stuff this morning and I came across a Facebook post that I wrote on the first anniversary of our company, the Pavement Group. And I want to read that to you because, I want you guys, you're following along now, but I want you to think about how, this post really genuinely aligns with everything that we do still today, So here it is. It says, happy first birthday to our entire team at the Pavement Group. March 28th, 2018 is the day that will be remembered as the start of a company that will have a positive impact on the lives of so many. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to our team, to my business partners, to our families for enduring the sacrifices that it takes for us to pursue our dreams, and to every last one of you that supported us and cheered us on. When I think back over the last 365 days, it's hard to describe the feeling that I get sifting through all the incredible memories. I remember every single phone call, text message, DM, comment, and every other form of communication that so many of you used to check in on us and offer you your encouragement. There were certainly times when your support was more appreciated than you know. I think I speak for our entire team when I say we're incredibly grateful for the opportunity that we have to help and serve as many clients as we did over the past year. And I promise you that we are just getting started. As a company, here it is. As a company, we're on a mission to make an impact on this world far beyond just the construction industry. And it's one of the greatest blessings of my life to be a part of it. Follow our journey, join our mission. And, some of that stuff, guys, for those people who don't know us well or, don't follow along closely, that stuff might seem cliche. But one of the things that I was most proud of this week that came out of our meeting is how well we aligned with our core values, with our vision, with what we're trying to accomplish. And so when we set that vision in place of, not just being a paving company, not just solving customers' problems, but really making an impact on this world, like being good citizens, being people that give back, being people that lend a hand and expect nothing in return, just doing the right things. And that is more important to me than any amount of revenue or profit, because I believe that the revenue and profit are a byproduct of long-term doing the right things, of having that vision and sticking to it, of really making every decision based on your core values, your mission, and your vision. And when you do that every day in your business life, in your personal life, man, you just start to live a fulfilled life, and all the stuff that you used to worry about, it just drifts off into the sunset. It just doesn't even seem to matter anymore, because the bigger picture is always there to clarify things for you. And so I would ask you guys, as you go into this Friday, to think about this over the weekend. Really think about this, both professionally, personally. Sometimes your vision aligns, those two things match up perfectly. Sometimes they don't. But what is it that you want? What is it that you actually want to do? I'm lucky to be in a group of people that I get to see a lot of people, start businesses and take that leap and watch them craft their vision. And it is the most important thing you can do. Those people that start businesses and don't have a vision of where they want to go and what they really want to do. Not how much revenue and profit they want to make, but really what do they want to do? Because if you just get into business for money and there's no higher purpose or no higher calling, you will just be another business and you will blend in with the crowd. And there are plenty of people that come to mind when I think of that, people that are solely focused on the monetary gain of what they get out of being in a business. And eventually, time always weeds those people out, because you can only hide that for so long before people figure out exactly who you are, and that you lack a real mission to serve others, that you lack vision of where you're going. You're just trying to get to the next dollar or to the next day. And so if you find yourself in that place, I would encourage you to just look yourself in the mirror and be honest. And then the good news is you can change it like that, man. You can change it like that. You change it by taking the time to think about it. And then by, probably talking to people that you trust about where you're at and where you want to go, and just being brutally honest. And you'll be surprised when you're brutally honest how many people will be there to lend a hand. I respect at the highest level people who are willing to stand up and say, man, I am feeling a little lost. And I will stop everything I'm doing to try to help those people all the time. And anybody that doesn't is probably not somebody that you want in your circle, because, we are put on this earth to help each other, and, creating the vision for your life, what you want long term, it eliminates all the noise. When you have a big goal, Grant Cardone says, set goals so big that your problems don't even compare, right? They pale in comparison, is what he says. Set goals so big that your problems pale in comparison. And what that means is, like, when the things that come up that you get wrapped around the axle on all the time, it's because if you find yourself getting really worried about little things, that is a sign that you lack vision. You lack the vision of where you're going. Because when you've got a big enough vision and that vision is crystal clear, you're not going to worry about the small stuff. You're going to be solely focused on 10 years down the road. Where are we going? Where are we going? And remember, guys, without vision, the people perish. And this is a time when people need a vision more than ever before. So do this for yourself, take the time to think, but also do it for others. Have that conversation with people. What is their vision? Because if you can understand somebody else's vision and you can play a part in helping them get there, being that person that can see that in other people, that can see what they want, recognize that, and help them get there. There are very few people in this world that will be that person for other people. And you'll find yourself in a very special place in people's lives. Last week, I got a gift in the mail from a friend, just out of the blue, a surprise gift, a pretty expensive gift. And I called him and said, man, what are you doing, man? This is crazy. Like, he sent me a coffee maker, a very expensive coffee maker. It's more than just a coffee maker, but for all intents and purposes, it's a coffee maker. And then he sent the vanilla stuff that goes in the coffee, even down to the feet that go on the bottom of the coffee maker, and a couple of books. And he sent me a book that I am mentioned in, that means the world to me, right? And I called him on the phone and I asked him, man, why did you do this? Are you crazy? It's a really expensive gift out of the blue. Like, I don't feel deserving of that. And his response was, it's for everything that you do for me, and it's for everything that you do for others. And through that conversation, that's one of the things that I took away, was that I am a person that always is talking about the future. And I think, I didn't get to specifics with him, but I think that is, probably part of what means a lot to him. And I don't tell you that to brag or talk about myself. I tell you that because I want you guys to realize how important those people are to others. If you can be that person for people, you can change a lot of lives and impact a lot of people. Because it's not just about those of you who are watching this show right now. It's about your children. It's about your spouses, your family that you might have this conversation with. And when you impact those people, let's say you impact 10 people, and those 10 people impact 10 people, and those people, it gets to millions of people very quickly. But it all starts with, understanding your own vision and then having enough vision within yourself to genuinely be interested in other people's. And I think that if you do that, you're gonna find that a very fulfilling experience. So I hope you guys got something out of this morning. If you did, I would ask you to please share this out to your pages, share it out to groups that you're in. I'm really trying to build the audience of this show, and it has been going well, but I need your help in doing that. Starting next week, I'm going to start to bring on special guests, and I don't think he's on here this morning, but the very first guy that I want to bring on here is somebody that actually watches this show. He is from the West Coast, so I got to make sure he will agree to a 4:30 a.m. start time. But I want to bring on my friends and my people that I want you guys to meet, and I want to interview those people and talk to them about how perspective has changed their lives and their journeys, and and impacted them. And I think that's going to bring a lot of value to you guys. So I hope that you join me. I'm gonna figure out what day that's going to be. It's going to be a consistent day. I'm thinking Wednesday mornings. I'll do an interview style format, and then the rest of the days will stay the same for now. I'm thinking about bringing on some guest hosts to mix it up a little bit, so you guys don't have to listen to me all the time. But we're trying to build the audience. So if you guys could help me do that, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. And remember, it's Friday, so do not go out like a mouse today. Go out like a lion. Don't be one of these people that cuts out early. Don't be a nooner on a Friday, man. Those are not people that have vision. Those are not people that get ahead. I'm not telling you it's not okay to ever take a Friday afternoon off, but don't just cut it off at noon for no apparent reason whatsoever, and go out like a mouse. Finish strong, and man, just make it a great Friday. And I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, man. I'm going out to dinner with my wife this evening, and some of our friends. I'm pretty excited about that. The little things in life, man. When you get those things taken away, it's the little things that you get to do that are pretty exciting. So I appreciate you guys being here. You guys mean the world to me. And I will see you again Monday morning right here on Morning Perspective. Love you guys.